You can rationalize in your mind because you already know what's going on here. It's a form of disenfranchisement, and it's a form of, I'm talking about the followers. You totally wrong. You don't understand what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Clearly, you would make these excuses, but my point here is, what human being of substance will let the cracker lie on them saying there's 37,000 counts? I mean, they're going on and on, and this white woman gets up, and she starts talking about how the little boys, he like them to look him in the face while he fucking on their ass, and all. And, yeah. He like him to do all this, look him in the face and all this kind of thing, and you gonna admit to that? You see what I'm saying? See, some things just ain't spiritual. So you can run stuff, but you can't play politics with the cracker and say, hey, I'm supposed to be this spiritual beacon of light. I'm supposed to be the one that's supposed to do all this and do all that. And then when the cracker roll on you, you basically say, yes, I did it. You should see the shit this woman is talking about. This woman is talking about, man, all of the pedophilia. And we talking about 8-year-old boys and all that kind of thing. But look at this. I met a sister that had 2 children from him. That had 2 children from him, and she admitted that her 8-year-old boy got fucked in the ass by Dr. Young. His own son. Now my point here is, you see, my point here is, to admit to it. Now up in New York, the head of the thing up in New York is saying, well shit, he admitted to it, now lawsuits coming in. You see what I'm saying? Now the lawsuits, so they get ready to lose the land and all that. So my point is why you gonna put the people, if you go down, you at least want a legacy, why you gonna put what you built in jeopardy by admitting, because see, the damage is far greater than him going to the electric chair or anything. Yeah. Because now it's because he admitted to it. You see what I'm saying? So they denied him 2 weeks ago, it was 3 weeks ago, he went back to go under the jurisdiction of the Moors. They're like, hey, you admitted to pedophilia. We don't give a goddamn if you're a fucking damn alien. On this planet, this shit traces you all over the continent, all over the globe. You see what I'm saying? Sexual molestation, Interpol and everybody else picks up that shit. We don't care if you're in Australia or Kenya, we coming to get you. So the point I'm trying to make here is, it's one thing to kind of try to calculate in your mind a strategy. It's another thing for we to sit up here and try to make excuses on the motherfucker sitting up there and admitting to 37 counts of doggone rape. You see what I'm saying? Some things are spiritual. If you say you're a spiritual person, and somebody say you the 37 counts of rape, you never admit to it. Because what's worse? Certainly not dying, because that happens every 5 minutes. You see what I'm saying? The only thing you got down here is your name and your legacy and your purpose. That's what they were talking about in the Matrix. The whole movie was talking about the purpose. It is my purpose. Even Agent Smith came back talking about purpose. When the key maker, they said, why do you do it? He said, well, what is your role or whatever? He said, this is, how do you know? He said, it is my purpose to know. It is why I exist. So here's your purpose. That's all you got. And you're going to reverse this by admitting to it? Because of the damn, my point here is, how is it that one minute this man can be the Messiah, and you believe he's the Messiah, and then the next minute when the white man comes, you can believe that he's regular now, and he has to fend for himself. It's contradictory. Now all the followers are now saying, oh, he had to do this based on the white man having this, and the white, no, wait a minute, hold on. This ain't no nigga off the street. This is the Messiah. This is the man from the planet Risk. This is the man who made painstaking books about his genealogy, going back to some Hebrew clan or whatever the deal is, a Nubic, whatever, Anunnaki or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So, when something is, I mean, people go to jail every day. So something is as simple as every black man going to jail every day for 4 minutes. And you need to tell me that that's too vicious for you. You got to lie to you your whole shit. You don't admit to it. Nobody ever admits to it. Look, I done been down to the goddamn jailhouse. So I done been up in the fucking cell with them. And I done heard that everybody down there got a code. Never ever tell the truth when you down in this motherfucker. Why sign up for the electric chair? You know what I'm saying? Never tell the truth. That's a code among thieves and people who got good sense. You never tell the truth that the system is corrupt as this. You give legitimacy to the system. So I'm trying to say, you got to watch the tape of yourself. For a man sitting there going, yeah, I did all this. Okay, then here go the white man now. You mean to tell me you got that much faith in a white man? See, it's contradiction. If the white man take that painstaking thing to come lie on you and lock you up, and come lie on you and lock you up, you mean to tell me you got that much faith in the man that doesn't lock you up and lying on you to say that maybe he might let you go if I do this damn shit and tell the man that I'm guilty? You know what I'm saying? He don't let innocent people go. How the hell he gonna let a motherfucker guilty go? We are talking to white man here now. I'm telling you, I know this shit is. It can get painstaking and all how we try to contemplate this type thing. Because I know we all had high hopes. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But I'm trying to figure this out now. You have to tell yourself this. This is Osiris. This is the man on the front cover of Atlanta Journal-Constitution with the crook and the flail and the doggone Osiris crime. You see what I'm saying? Admitting to all these counts of straight up rape. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, it's just a hard pill to swallow. But you need to get the tape and find out for yourself on what's going down. I mean, it's just amazing. What's that, huh?
Yeah, what it is, you know, Bob, you always say a lot of people are clones, but why come somebody maybe could not have cloned him to bring that whole organization down? That would have been a...
Hey, I don't sweep nothing under the rug, because I'm still trying to ask the question. Even if you doggone Jim Jones and they caught your ass with the Kool-Aid cup. You know what I'm saying? You still lie. That's one of the 7 liberal arts. Shit. I done got so good at lying until the motherfuckers come through 2 days later.
Yeah, but did you understand what
I understood exactly where you were going. What I'm saying here is, I don't rule that out. I don't rule that out. I don't rule nothing out. I'm trying to give some type of logic to the situation, rationale. You see what I'm saying? I don't rule out none of that. I don't rule out that might have been his assignment. But whatever it was, you best believe this shit here. It ain't had nothing to do with no spirit realm. You best believe that shit. Because if it has something to do with the damn spirit realm, even Marie LeBeau, her ass, they used to come to lock up and couldn't even find the damn place. I know the sister Edia. Her ass is there. Sister them right here in Atlanta, they come to cut off her fucking lights. So they couldn't cut off her lights and couldn't even find the damn meter. And they cut the lights off for years. Couldn't even find the meter. So I know spiritually, you can't say you back up spiritually and going to damn raping 30 boys. You just don't do it. That means in actuality, where's the spirit aspect going on? Do you have, even on a Christian level, do you have any faith? You know what I'm saying? So my point here is, I understand the whole deal here and all about sometime in the future, but there ain't no sometime in no damn future with no crowd. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If he gets up out of that, he is the damn Messiah. You see what I'm saying? So it's just amazing how this stuff is and all. But I'm just trying to say, they got to take. You need to look at the tape yourself and make your own things, and you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the people that's inside of groups, you see what I'm saying, will justify this shit to the end. Why? Because it's a social thing. You understand what I'm saying? You don't put too much of the core energy in it. That's called your core energy belief. And you put too much, it says, a book I wrote, I got some stuff from some guys in upstate New York on how to eat melanin people a couple of years back here, and they talk about your core energy. That means that a believer, you go into a place and you believe it in the faith and all, and the next thing you know, your core energy opens up. And once your core opens up, they got you. That means they're taking over your whole essence and your will and your whole belief system and everything. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, a lot of people, it's a social thing. They got so much invested in it. You see? The belief, this, that, invested in it. And so therefore, they will believe any damn thing other than what's staring in the face. So now you would accept the illusion. Accept the illusion. As if to say, see, because none of this stuff is real. Say you're going to go and you're going to say we're going to try you under the divorce thing. And somehow I can get out. Even if it wasn't a pedophile, we're still talking to the white man. His definition is imperialism and the rule. You see, so I'm just saying, it's that's what happens too often when it comes to, it's just like a college died. You see what I'm saying? It's just like when college died, A lot of the people were totally blown. A lot of people were totally blown. That whole thing, you roll and you gotta be backed up with something, but it can't be no ulterior motives. You can't be shitting people. It's got to be real. You see what I'm saying? And it's got to be 100% outside of yourself. I kill the ego now. I tell all the women, hey, you can come make love to me and think of the other goddamn nigga while you making love to me. Yeah. You gotta go come turn your own shit. Long as you give me the booty, you can think about tall, dark, handsome. I am nothing. I am physical. I lift you up. I lift you fly. I am nothing. I am nothing. You see what I'm saying? I'll be nothing. Lift you the roach. You give me the booty, you can think about all the other goddamn handsome niggas and shit. One girl was like, she was one sister like, man, there's this grown man every time. She said, I've been hitting it for like 10 years, and every time we come together, it's powerful and all that. I said, you can bring that motherfucker to bed. Tonight, you can bring that nigga right to 1766, Rogers Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Right here. I don't care. So the concept is to neutralize the ego. You see what I'm saying? To neutralize the ego. So my point here is it cannot be in this particular thing. It's got to be the pure of heart. The pure heart. So I told the motherfucker, you got some shit in your refrigerator? You got some food in your refrigerator? Shit, I'm neutralizing the ego. Plus some good shit up in niggas' refrigerator. I know, I've been there. So what I'm trying to say here is it has to be some form of, it can't be no outside self-grandizement or whatever. It has to be what it is. You're trying to get to the end result. And the end result is not necessarily offer the people that. It is the end result to give the information so the people can become gods. And not wonder why when your ass is locked up, how you getting out. The question should be, what the fuck am I going to do with all this particular information I learned all these years? Now he said his damn self, and one of the sisters that why these people following you. He told him, he said, hey, there's going to be a woman going to take all this shit over. You know what he said? This is what Dr. said. And until you motherfuckers figure that shit out, hey, it's pimp time. And he said it several times, you supposed to pull up to the plate. You see what I'm saying? But then again, on the other hand, you got to be clear on that. You can't be like, I'm the planet rich and we get them out of this shit here and then fuck around and end up as somebody's bitch. You see what I'm saying? In the Fulton County prison or whatever. Or wherever this thing is, it's just amazing. So, going right along. All right, we got a lot of stuff here. We're going to be on the, I need to announce this. On the August the 23rd, right here at 7 o'clock, we had one goddess thing that went very well about a month ago, 2 months in June. And that was my sister-in-law and the sister Viva. And they also had a little retreat, and it went well. So this is another goddess thing from some sisters from Indiana coming down. There's 2 or 3 sisters from Indiana coming. The name of this one is On the Goddess Path, the Serious Rising of the Goddess Warrior. On the Goddess Path, the Serious Rising of the Goddess Warrior. This is coming on August the 23rd at 7 o'clock. So it's Sister Sonora that had the House of Youth in Indiana, and some other sisters are going to do this another goddess aspect that's going to be right here. Right here, I guess that's a month from now, but about 22 days from now, whatever the deal is. So come out to that. Let's see, we got a couple other things here now. I think, I don't know if I got it in my bag. Y'all all right? I got it in my bag. I think that the Book of the Dead is ending up. My point here is he's supposed to be God Osiris. In the last days, Osiris not supposed to be locked up in no fucking jailhouse. See, the whole concept of the suffering Messiah or the persecuted righteous one and shit. Hell, we're in the end days now. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't never known nobody that was getting persecuted by their beliefs and say we gonna just deal with them. Admit to the shit that the bullshit adversary is dealing with. There's the Book of the Dead is still in Chicago. The judgment scene. I think it might be leaving soon, but if you can't catch it in Chicago, your last chance will be from I think it's gonna be September the 21st to January something. So you got down there 4 months to catch the Book of the Dead, the Book of Common Forth by Day, and the whole British Museum artifacts, literally thousands of pieces of Egyptian artifacts. I'm telling the people to do the Book of the Dead because it has the actual judgment scene of Osiris. And, it's been all over the country, but the closest we're going to get it again, it was right in Memphis for 4 months, and we didn't know because the crowds kept it a secret. And I actually fell up on it by mistake in Kansas last year. So it's going to be in Baltimore. I have the brochure around here. But it's going to be in Baltimore, Maryland, in the museum for 4 months. Now, when you go, if you go, a group of people went to the one from Pittsburgh, went to the one in Chicago, and missed the Book of the Dead. I'm like, goddamn, that's the whole reason. And they saw they were really enlightened. They saw all the artifacts, Ramesses, everybody, Tutmosis, Queen Cheese, all the stuff is in there. And they have a whole gold room. But they missed the judgment scene with the panels of the Book of the Dead. And I'm like, well, damn, how did you miss it? I said, because there's another sister named Sharon went to the same exhibit, and she's from Chicago, and she saw it when it first opened. And basically what it is they got two things. They got a service clause, whereas you go in there, they got a free exhibit. When you go in with all the people, free. And they're going to bypass some rules. Then they got one for $12. You see what I'm saying? Well, it can't be niggas now. Pay the goddamn $12. Figure out what's going on. You got to pay them $12. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you can't even get nothing out of it from fast food for $12 now. Now that's just churches. You know what I'm saying? Now there, shit, you $12 here, you might fill a whole room in your house. Shit. Goddamn, some wings and thighs and legs. But the key here is, pay the $12 when you go to the one in Baltimore, and that's where you can catch the Book of the Dead. Some people say, well, what's the significance? Well, apparently this stuff is written, a Book of Common Forth by Day, it's written for this particular time now. So who knows? There's things like talismans, things like archetypes, and different things. When you stare upon them, it might be another dimension of it. You see what I'm saying? So you need to go face to face because number one, the judgment scene has all of the gods in the assembly hall. Plus Maya, Osiris, Isis, Horus, Anubis. You got it all. So you dealing with it on that level. What's that, sister?
Okay, I want to ask you 2 questions. Number one, have you seen the exhibit?
Yes.
Number two, are they, how should I say, synthetic people? In other words, not the real normal.
They have one in Columbia, South Carolina that is replica, which I suggest you, that's only 3 hours away, to go see that one. It's all replica of Hemmitt. No, this is the real deal. This is the art of the British Museum. The stuff that they took, and it's got a companion book, Eternal Egypt. And the reason why I know it's spiritual because when I was there, the sister Olivia said there's this Egyptian exhibit down at the museum. Let's go see it. I said, cool. We went in and ate lunch, and by the time we came out, it was like You gotta catch it tomorrow because that was the last one or something. I'm like, well, what the hell? I said, I've seen a lot of these things, you know. I said, I've seen a lot of these things, you know. I said, I've seen most of it's the Greek shit you see when they come through Atlanta. I said, oh, what the hell? And I went in the bookstore and something was beating me up. I was like, God damn it, no, you gotta see this. And I told the guy, I said, can you give me the companion? And he gave me the book, Eternal Egypt, the British Museum, and I said, oh shit. This is the greatest collection outside of Cairo. And I'm like, oh, this is the one. You know, this is the one. And I said, we was getting ready to go to Chicago, and I said, we gotta come back in the morning. And we came back, and lo and behold, we were going through it, and all, I said, something's coming up, and they said, we're going to the room with the Book of the Dead. I said, that's the shift right there. So that's the one you want. It's going to be in Baltimore. It's going to be there for 4 months. I don't know if I got the brochure is somewhere in all the stuff. It's somewhere in all the stuff. But it's no problem finding it and all. But it's going to be there for 4 months. So I suggest you get that. You get that. Okay, let's go to libations and get the ball rolling. We're going to start off with the 7 primordial deities. With the 7 primordial deities is Ishtar, not Ishtar, Ishtar, I-S-H-T-A-H, Ishtar, Monu, that's M-O-N-U, Noku, N-O-K-U, Mana, that's M-A-N-N-A, Enmatu, E-N-M-A-T-U, Enmatu. Then there's Titi, ain't that a bitch? A goddess, primordial goddess called Titi. I say, well, what's something up with them goddamn Katisha and Shaniqua and Katisha and all that shit anyway. So you got Titi, and then you have Jova. J-O-T-T, T-E-E-T-E-E. Then Jova. J-O-V-A-H. Jova. So that's Ishtar, Monu, Noku, Mana, Titi, Enmatu, Titi, and Jova. Those are the 7 primordial, 7 Hathors. A lot of information came in the last couple of days. I had this since later, the 15th. So we'll start off with that right now, and then we'll go into the other ones. Okay, so we'll spit out, spit out our juice. And then we'll deal with some other things. Okay. And I didn't get a couple like it myself. Anyway. Okay, Ishtar. Monu. Noku. Enmatu. Mana. Titi. Jova. Tekambo. Tekeo. Alcala. Obelensu. Malila. Poticha. Yeja. Sheoma. Shuma. Omaplumu. Obelensu. Zarabanda. Maya de Agua. Maya de la Luna. Mama Shola. Santísimo Muerte. Santísimo Peter Eamon. Francisco C.H. Reyes. San Simon. La Spiritual and Trained Villas. El Cristo Negro. El Cristo Rey. Okay. Let's see. Osa. Aset. Heru. Herubaha. Monsefi. Newt. Caddy. Heru Bird. Kim. Kilomis. Mintu Sigurah. Loud shade. Get some energy on. Mintu Sing Sing. Akinatu. Shiva. Dana. Haman. Lakshmi. Sri Lakshmi. Kali. Lilitu. Nana. Ishka. Abu. Aphrodite. Eros. Gaia. Openos. Menu. Tim. Shan. Tom. Amira. Amarikasa. Osana. Heru. Sophis. Sophis. Isis. Heru. Edgar. Kimha. Lamat. Maya. Net. Sextet. Selket. Zuli Nova. Raymond Zuli. Yeah. Fumo. Rio Loa. Down Petro, TGP, TG Rouge, TG5, TP. Criminal I like that. Criminal Petro. Raymond Ismail. Man Peak. Keep the cheese. Breathe. Lucifer. Lord of Trust. Earthly Corrupt. Correctional Rain. Nico Rini. Zuli Nai. Zuli Sala. Zuli Bomba. Bomba Petro. Congo Pantheon. Congo Lakba. Congo Command. Congo. Congo Dagi. Congo. Zumba. Cheetah. TGZ. TGPP. TGPZ. NNPG. Congo Muasi. Big Solid. Algeria. Let's see. Pazuzu. Hold on a minute. This is the book. The Field Guide to Demons, Fairies, Fallen Angels, and all the subversive spirits. Wow, look, that's some interesting shit. We want to get some of these desert spirits. We're going to go into that. And I'll tell you what that's all about. Surim, Aphazia, Avarice, Jinn, Shetan, Bahu, Aluba, Miami, St. Anthony's Demons, Paul, Naru, Ararim, Narargim, Hook, Sushman. I'll tell you what that's all about in a few minutes, what's going on with that. This has a lot to do with the Iraqi war. So this is in the field guide to demons, fairies, and fallen angels, and other subversive spirits by Carol K. Mack and Diane Mack. This is very key because this has a lot to do with the Iraqi war. We'll go back into this in a few minutes. And also, moving right along to show you some things that's actually going on. Up in New York last week, they had this incident where they had this guy on the 23rd, July 23rd, walked into a city hall in New York and shot this other councilman. And so the next day, they put him on the paper. This is the guy, they put him on the paper. Now, first of all, and this is the guy, the guy shot the councilman. Then a police officer shot the guy. You see, so both guys ended up dying, the councilman and this guy. So the next day in the paper, they put the killer on the paper like this. Apparently this guy was gay and whatever, and it could have been some lover spat or whatever the deal was. Or it could have been something, he was also running. But my point here is, out of respect for the so-called counselor that's supposed to be your friend that this guy shot, why the hell you gonna put this on the front paper of something that has had a major murder the day before? They gonna put him on here with some goddamn yellow plastic pants on, leather pants, butt crack showing. You see what I'm saying? Bad case of butt crack. And all. You see, they put him on the paper with this. First of all, how they even get this fucking picture? Number one is July 23rd, Serious Rising. You get that in the book, Pyramids of Montauk. Tells you about the Serious Rising, which is a must-have. Pyramids of Montauk and the Black Sun. Go revisit those two books by Peter Moon and Preston Nichols. Black Sun and also Pyramids of Montauk. Also in the book, The Cosmic Trigger, Final Plot of Illuminati by Robert Anton Hooks, and they go into the whole 23 and the sacred aspect of the 23, of the actual 23. And I'll go back into some other stuff on, this is the time when they have to go and have an attack against black people doing Serious Rising in the summer solstice months. Especially this summer. Give me another water out of here. Especially the summer solstice months. So here it is, the next day after some serious murder down there in City Hall. First of all, who are we fooling? Who the fuck can get in the City Hall with a gun now? They got sensors and shit. You know what I'm saying? The sensors now, if you got a doggone wrapper, chewing gun wrapper, the sensor goes off. I bought a pack of Wrigley's one time and went through the fucking sensors and the shit, and it went off. And since I'm down up there and turned the sensors up. So who the hell was going there with a whole gun? So that lets you know that was some bullshit. But to put the man on the paper, because even say the man who killed him must have gone through something psychological if you say it ain't mind control. You know what I'm saying? It's just like them Columbine High crackers. Remember they killed, they tried to explain for damn near 2 years. Why did they do it? The little boys. What made them kill? So, you know, when it comes to them, you know, they can have some psychological aspect. So my point here, if it's not mind control, then you gotta say it's psychological. So why dehumanize not only him, but the other guy that died by putting this on him? You see, but to show you how that cracker rolls. He don't love it. And everything is a ritual. You see what I'm saying? Everything is a doggone ritual. So he goes into, this guy kills the other guy, and they got him again. This is the councilman, you can't really see it. They got him again. Now, my point is this, they got him right here with his shirt off. Why in the hell they got him again right here with his damn shirt off? You know what I'm saying? Was it just to torment black women? Or something saying, it's nice looking brother, why he gay? I know that goes through your mind all the time. But the point I'm trying to make here is this here. Why would they put him with his shirt off again? This is the New York Daily News. This is second to doggone the New York Times. They got him on, you know what I'm saying? They got him with his shirt off. Now he really got it again. You see what I'm saying? And it's the councilman that he killed, another brother. You see, another brother, and they talking all about how great this councilman was. But they say this is the kind of councilman that got a lot of things done in the tradition of Adam Clayton Powell. They say that he was one of those people that really thought he could go up in there and make a difference. You know? Instead of looking out for itself. So here it is. But my point here is to show you where the way this particular beast is dealing with, and on the level that he's dealing with down here. Here's the other bullshit here. Ude, what's his name? Ude. Kuse, Ude. They're supposed to be the damn sons of Saddam Hussein. I'm supposed to leave this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There's two dead motherfuckers in the, you know, but they can tell you anything. To diffuse what was going down, they had to come up with something. They didn't even bring back a fucking bullet. So now all of a sudden now, they're coming back with this. You know what I'm saying? Who said who they? And I'm supposed to believe this is their son. And you know what? It's interesting to people who are not, that live under propaganda. The people, all the people in Arabia and the people in Iraq say, we don't believe that shit in anybody. That could be anybody now. You know, but us, we believe anything. You know, we'll believe anything. You see. My point here is okay, they got these guys here on the run, they killed them, but yet they interviewed the two daughters yesterday. Why you didn't kill them two daughters? You know what I'm saying? Why you didn't kill them? You see. So my point here is, this is a mind control. Here it is again. Then this fool comes in and missed the thing. Oh, I was wrong. Didn't Bush admit that he made a boo-boo? And he then went in there and killed up some people. But the point I'm trying to make here is why are they still over there? If you made a boo-boo and you lied to get them over there, why you saying you got to keep them over there for 4 more years? See, literally this is a mind game that they're playing with the American public. They're saying we can do anything with these fools because these fools are too fucking ignorant to understand what's going on. And this is actually, it's not, it's his plan. They plan to tell you how bogus they are when it comes to this shit. And just to see where the people's minds are. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, black people be like, oh, we know this shit fucked up. This is the first time that most black people, even the most staunch, ignorant black people, like, yo, that's some crazy shit. White people are disenfranchised, so they waving the American flag. Oh, it's about America. You know, like these motherfuckers here done lost their mind. You know what I'm saying? So you got a few of them that's the resistance group. For most of them, they don't know where to turn. Not like the same thing with Dr. Yard. You motherfucker done throw the monkey wrench up, bitch. You don't know where to turn. So here it is again. So they got white people like, yo, it's about America, it's about Iraqi freedom. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give a fuck about freedom the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And coalition forces and all this crazy shit. So here it is. We'll go back into that particular part also too. What is actually going on with that also. We'll go back into that on into the lecture. It's interesting here because another thing here is, we got another tape that a brother did. We got new people coming down the pipe. There's another brother did some stuff on or mind control. But he made a good observation, an observation that I made in 1991, and I've been saying in my lectures. I started talking about this in my lectures in 96 and 97. And that used to be, you know, they used to have Oxford bookstore here, which was probably one of the baddest bookstores in the country. That means, you know, that's why it had closed. But I noticed one thing about it in Oxford bookstore. I noticed one thing about this, and that is that when I would go there, the black section would be next to the gay and lesbian section. And then I noticed it was the same thing when it came to Barnes and Noble, Borders. And I'm saying, is this a trend or some shit? Oh, so it wasn't that Oxford bookstore didn't have enough space. You see, the guy is making the same observation. He just did to take this summer. He's making the same observation. And he shows a picture of the gay and lesbian section where they got Calvin Smiley because they got the black section. Now, it's usually the smallest section, but not so much this overlapping into the gay and lesbian section. So they have the black section, then they have gay and lesbian section right on top of the black section is overlapped into the gay and lesbian section. So they got Calvin Smiley right up under the gay and lesbian sign. You see. So they said, well, fuck it, we ain't gonna even do the shit where we just put it right beside. Fuck it. We gonna overlap this shit. Everything is everything when it comes to subliminal seduction, and everything is everything on what this. I don't know where he's going with this shit. But then again, I just do take it called Inside the Gay Boule, which I'll give you a little bit of that information tonight. Inside the Gay Boule, and it's based on something my sister told me 15 years ago at Spelman when I was at Clark, Atlanta. Sister told me this 15 years ago at Spelman about a group of a whole convention of black college presidents get together and fuck each other every annual year. Yeah, and dignitaries and all kinds of shit. It could just be one of these conventions. You never know. You know, so the sister and also that's a whole other thing. Even the guy who wrote the book, Our Kind of People on the Boule, the gay guy. That old Lawrence Otis Brown or whatever. So this is it's a system that's going down. It's a system that's going down. So it's not by mistake that they would overlap those sections. It's very key. A lot of people still get disenfranchised, and I have to address this question based on. I've been addressing this question for years, and basically the best concept I got from it was 10 years ago with Dr. Ben. And as a result, it came to be true based on my my research into this historical thing. And that is, people keep asking the question, well, if we were so great, why did we fall? You get this thing here. And to this day, this is plaguing even conscious people. You know what I'm saying? And to the point where, as Nadia is saying, some of the conscious people are raising this question. The question they're raising is, you got a whole continent of Africans. So even with the slave trade, why couldn't the Africans see this thing going down and all band together and stop this shit? Being there's more Africans on the continent than Europeans in the world, especially a lot of people that were slaves. So people are asking these particular questions here. But it all makes sense when you try to understand the concept of what Dr. Ben asked when they asked him, well, we were so great, why did Africa fall? And Dr. Ben just politely said, hell, it didn't fall. Time just caught up with us. It just deteriorated. Now, that makes a lot of sense if you're not believing the biblical concept of time. And basically, even in our mind, although we see records of time, we got pottery older than 6,000 years. But yet, the biblical concept we grow up with is another. See, the concept of time is another pathology, and that's the same thing as saying the straight hair is beautiful. Or light skin is beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? Let's put it this way, white people are more superior because they're white. That's an ingrained pathology or indoctrination. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to time. When we talk about time, our time span, we still think about 6,000 years and some Adam and Eve shit, and then some people walking around in some dirt. and then you got civilization going on. You know what I'm saying? And then civilization goes on for about 1,000, 2 years, and then it falls. You see what I'm saying? So our time concept is what's messing us up. When we don't understand, now we talk about time concept when you read these texts or what the actual people say. We're talking about literally thousands of years, if not millions of years, and not no ape people or no monkey people, of advanced scientists on the planet from the beginning. So if you're talking about us being, we need to contemplate that. Thousands and thousands of years of advanced civilization. Then, by the time it falls, you understand that everything on the earth deteriorates and has to fall. As the nature of nature itself. It's in a state of always continuing chaos and flux, wax and wane, burning out. Your molecules and atoms are always deteriorating. So therefore, if the Egyptians say that they studied the doggone stars for doggone 40,000 years and didn't tell nobody, this is what the Egyptians said. We studied the stars for 40,000 years. Look at what America has done with just 226 years. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we can't think of no concept greater than European civilization. And it's literally recent. You understand what I'm saying? And I make this statement that the European domination only came together in the late 1800s.
Right.
The Europeans did not dominate the world until the late 1800s, and basically it's a 20th century phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? We think that when America came on the scene, Europe was dominating. No, the Europeans fought each other like cats and dogs. For all the 1800s, all of the 1700s, and hell, most of the 20th century. They just got wise and say, fuck it. We might fight like cats and dogs, but we're going to dominate all other darker people on the planet. You see what I'm saying? So my point here is you're talking about the imperial concept of the British Empire, which was a late phenomenon. But America was still in the, hell, they had a war for fucking damn 6 years, a civil war, and killed more people than every war they got to this day. You know? But, so they were just in the incubation state. When you talk about world conquest, you're talking about the British Empire. That's where you really get it going. Now, America and them came into the fold in the 20th century with the superpower shit, but it's the British Empire. But you still talk about a late phenomenon. So when you talk about this concept of going back to the particular part of Africa falling, well, we say, well, Africa really didn't fall until colonization. They, you know what I'm saying? They were on a decline level since the fucking pyramids were built. Now think about that. America, when Hemmitt comes into existence, Africa is on the decline. Well, shit. They're still trying to copy Hemmitt to this day, and that was our fallen state. And that's what the Egyptians say. They say before the dynastic period, which led to the pre-dynastic period, that's when a whole bunch of gods used to rule. You see what I'm saying? So that was when we was in our highest form. You see what I'm saying? That's when we was in our highest form. So the point I'm trying to make is, when that comes into being, we already declining for millions of years. You see, that's why it is great to read mythology and the actual text other than to read history. Because mythology is the true history. You see, so now, given that we're talking about being here for thousands of years, then that means that in actuality, we didn't fall on that level of what people think. We deteriorated. And we can see the deterioration process is still going on. If not, the land has already been taken on, but the actual people itself. We've seen the deterioration in the human behavior of black people in the last 30 years. Like, why we are not creative no more. I talk about, I see comic people, and I say, I know what they're going to say in this comic people. You know what I'm saying? They think they're doing Richard Pryor. No, they ain't no Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was a standard bearer. You know what I'm saying? You want to hear some Richard Pryor, you go hear some damn Paul Mooney today. That's the motherfucker. Real shit. Where the shit came from. And he still wrote it. But I'm just trying to say, the comic view, it's almost like there is no intellect in it. Richard Pryor was very intellectual, whether people know, you know what I'm saying? They just shit to make her get a laugh. And some of them actually copying jokes from Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. I'm looking, I said, goddamn, didn't I hear this shit in 72 or 82? So I'm talking about the creative process. You know, they just did a movie, the Bad Boys movie, and Puff Daddy and them did a soundtrack. And they just doing nothing. They just on there just hollering. I'm like, goddamn. I heard better doggone hip hop 6 years ago. I'm like, damn, you know, hell. Okay, you got your own genre of hip hop, but if you just hear the shit from 10 years ago, I was jamming some Big Daddy Kane today, and my bro was like, this shit is another dimension compared to the shit they got now. You see what I'm saying? Because they was creating this shit, and it was new, and it was a process that was still in creation. Nobody could critique it because it's been done for the first time. Now what you got is motherfuckers copying each other, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so the creative process, we've seen the creative process in black people completely being obliterated as we speak. We are not what we was 15 years ago. You know? So the concept here is things change, things fall apart. You know what I'm saying? All kind of metamorphoses and stuff is going down. Like, since April, I eat no sweets hardly. Drink no sodas, hardly eat it. It took the taste of sweets from my mouth. I shit 5 times a day, and that's bad time. That's when you clogged up. Then I was strap a toilet in my ass. Well, that shit on there. I'm about to that shit about that like a horse. You know, a horse be walking and shit. Walking and shit. This shit done got to the point now. Look, big as I am, I said, wait, there's some Buddha shit going there. But there's no way I eat no sweets. I drink a ton of water, and I shit. On the minimum, that's when the days are slow. 5 times a day. I'm gonna get 5 times every day. You know, that's on the minimum. And I pray for them days and shit. Asshole just be like, fucked up. You know? That should just be retired after fucking down 3 o'clock. What I'm trying to make here is, I'm shooting 5 times a day minimum. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the spirit. And yet, I'm like, damn, I said, shit, I'm supposed to be skinny. You see what I'm saying? But that's a metamorphosis going down. There's a whole other concept that's going down. I'm telling you some other things. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Like, take for instance. We want the sisters to do this. And see if this is happening, because this is happening to several sisters. Celibate sisters. Go in and get a pregnancy test and the shit is positive. Yeah, one sister ain't got no damn eggs. She got one ovary and all of her shit is taken out. But she's pregnant. See what I'm saying? Now it proves what is going on because it's a spiritual thing. Sister the celibate is pregnant. Just get the pregnancy test and see that this shit happen. See what I'm saying? Now don't fuck around and be pregnant and, you know, if oh yeah, my shit pregnant, this shit is real and then the baby fall out and you've been fucking or whatever it is. I'm just saying. But coming out pregnant. And that proves what I was saying about the concept of the spirit actually giving birth, the soul actually giving birth to itself. So, you know, so this is some things I was saying. For some of you, especially you celibate ones, let's go get one of the pregnancy tests and see what the deal is on that note. There's a lot of serious stuff that's actually coming down at this particular time. A couple of things we want to deal with also too, because we were talking about this that happened in New York when they shot this guy on the summer solstice. And doing Sirius Rising. And the other side of the Kobe Bryant thing is they waited to charge him and they waited to do all that. And I've been telling you for years, they always do it during the cycle of Sirius Rising. So everybody into this idiot Kobe Bryant, it pleases me that the motherfucker is all hemmed up in some little shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm shit. I might get a motherfucker the goddamn gas chamber. So I can wake up some of these other fucking niggas and say, hey, it's still fucking Jim Crow.
Yes, sir. All right.
You know, when the cracker get tired of that shit, they let you know. You know what I'm saying? Now here it is, like, now it's interesting here, because we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of O.J. Simpson when Nicole died, June of 1994. When she died, Juneteenth.
Oh.
Now we on the 10-year anniversary of the last scandal in basketball, which was Michael Jordan's father getting killed, because they told him not to win that third one in a row.
Yes, sir.
That was 1993. He retired in September of 1993. You gotta do cycles and try to understand why the white boy's always on the ritual. That whole shit went down last year. And the precursor to the O.J. Simpson thing went down when they released What's Love Got to Do with it. See, they wasn't a bit more interested in no Tina Turner getting her ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? He the bitch that sound like she from fucking England and from Mississippi. Shit. You know what I'm saying? What the hell going on here? But so you thinking they doing this based on a humanitarian thing? No, they're doing that now because it was a precursor to the. Cause, see, you gotta understand cycles and the way this white boy worked this shit. He put out What's Love Got to Do with it in the summer of 1993, which is based on what? Brutality, spousal abuse. Ain't nothing pretty about that shit. Some nigga knocking up on your ass. But we gotta understand the white man didn't put it out because he's concerned about the black woman. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't put it out based on that. He put it out based on the same system of mind control and propaganda. So that came out 1 year to get you, to introduce the world that yes, it is possible that black man can beat up on a motherfucker's ass. See what I'm saying? So they put it out 1 year before the shit actually goes down with OJ. Well, you can't say, well, brother, that's the true story. Well, that's the reason why they pick them. See, they know now they go real smart. Or they make some false shit up. You go, them motherfuckers put this stuff out. They make up this false stuff. No, so they're going to pick a true story. We got everybody got horror stories in any race of pathology. You want to find some shit, you can find it. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to put the movie out as a precursor to what's getting ready to happen the next year. You already almost psychologically programmed because you saw Tina get her ass whipped for Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett the year before. Alright? But they also always put out a counter movie because the same year that came out, 1993, The Fugitive came out again. With Harrison Ford off of the TV series of the 60s. So they give you the precursor. You know what I'm saying? Somebody breaking this house and killed. They damn near killed a woman in the movie, damn near the same way as Nicole. Nobody believed him, but the white man gets off. So they gave you the Fugitive in 93. They gave you doggone Tina Turner in 93. And in 94, they come up with the goddamn shit. The Fugitive and Tina Turner, all in the O.J. Simpson case. Alright, you don't think that shit is related? They come up with Kobe Bryant. The first thing happened to O.J. Simpson case was, we remember, they had a Newsweek article, a Newsweek cover, where they had it in the mug shot and it was gloomy and dark. Remember that? It was dark and gloomy. And people said, damn, they got with the mug shot and they darkened the picture. Sports Illustrated just put the fucking black and white mug shot on Sports Illustrated of Kobe Bryant. See what I'm saying? Everything is everything. You know what I'm saying? But here it is, it's Nicole and OJ all over again. Well, you say, Mama, that's not related. Well, let's see if it ain't related. Entertainment Tonight, as they say, the largest, the biggest entertainment magazine ever. Entertainment Tonight, who don't like black people. They came out, they never even had Kobe on the show before. So Entertainment Tonight comes out, they're going to get their analysis, they always get some expert analysis. You know, some expert to come in and give their take. Who did they get? They got Marsha Clark.
Whoa.
Wait a minute, hold on, this is Kobe Bryant. Why you gonna go and get this old and mildew rheumatism ass motherfucker bitch? And they did shit since she got her ass whipped 9 years ago. They gonna get Marsha Clark's ass. Now she's the investigative correspondent, lawyer, or whatever. I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't related. He got a mug shot. They got Marsha Clark. Hell, she was the fucking law you didn't try damn OJ. And you don't think it ain't related? They said, fuck it. Chris Star, they ain't making that damn money. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get Marsha Clark. What she said, we don't give a fuck with that nigga damn win or lose. She said he might walk. She said, but hell, the nigga admitted to being an adulterer, so what? All his, he done threw away $100 million in endorsements, gone. You see what I'm saying? So either way, they said $100 million of the endorsements gone down the drain. You see, but we can't even say now that a motherfucker can't go to jail for rape or whatever. Because Mike Tyson proved that shit wrong 11 years ago. See what I'm saying? You see, so your ass damn sure can go to jail on that. You see, but I care nothing about him. You know, and then what he does, he goes do the stupid, he gonna buy her a $4 million ring.
4.5.
You see? And I'm hoping that her parents can get to her and say, look, we don't want you to be the dumbest white woman that ever came down. Let's keep this shit in tradition of fucking over niggas. Now don't break protocol and be a stupid motherfucker. The nigga done admitted that he fucked around on you, hold his hand till after the trial, and then file for the divorce and get half his shit. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't give a damn about that fucking nigga. And the next, like I say, next one I won't get that Snigger Woods. Get Snigger Woods ass. You know? He just running all around, and you can tell it was some fucked up shit because his parents didn't even talk to him for, what, 3 years? Until recently. Kobe Bryant.